It's 7:04 on your Friday morning. Time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. Yes, it is a nice Friday. It's going to be a fantastic Friday, no doubt. We welcome you to our program, and we welcome a member of the Wilson Bank and Trust staff. Wilson Bank and Trust makes it possible each Friday here, and we are happy to have Brandy Goodall with us this morning. Brandy, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
It's been a while since I have seen you. I walked in the door. You were already here, and I said, long time no see. But let's tell everybody we want to get your title right here. You're Assistant Vice President, Manager of the Travel Club, and people who've been part of the bank for very long, probably a lot of them have taken a trip. They know a lot about this, and I guess about this time every year, people are wondering, well, what's in the plans for next year? I think you're going to reveal some of that this morning.
We are. We're going to talk about that. Everybody's excited about next year. Lots of calls about that and what all's planned for next year. So in January, we do quite often, about every other year, we'll go to Yellowstone or go somewhere where it's cold here but colder there, I think, most of the time. But we're going snowmobiling in Yellowstone. And so you look at me like you want to go.
Just dreaming. When, is that fairly soon?
That's the last of January, the 23rd. Yeah. So we have snowmobiles and a snow coach that you can do for an option. So that's one trip that we have. So, and then in February, we are going on a Hawaiian cruise. So I tell everybody you can go freeze in January, but then we'll thaw you out in February. So
I'll tell you what, the thawing out sounds a lot better.
That's right. And so we have those two trips planned, and those two we're already taking sign-ups for because they're earlier in the year. And then the new ones to be released next Thursday at the Operations Center, there on the campus of Wilson Bank at the main office. We'll have our preview party. And so we'll discuss in detail all of our overnight and day trips that we have planned for 26. But a little rundown there. March, we're going to go to Charleston and Savannah. That's a bus trip. And then in April, we have our mystery trip. That's always the first to fill up. People love a mystery. And so we have that one in April.
I got to ask.
Okay.
You ever got on that mystery trip? Do you know when you get on? That's when you find out. But you do know fairly soon.
You know where we're flying. Like this one's a flight trip. And so you will know on the way to the airport where you're flying into because when you get to the airport, they're going to ask you what's your destination. If not, they think I'm trying to kidnap 100 seniors most of the time. So I have to tell you where you're flying into.
Well, I just wondered if one starts on the mystery trip and, hey, I don't want to go here. I want to go home.
Get off the bus? Yeah.
That ever happened?
That's not happened. Well, I have had some that were disappointed when they heard where we were going and they said, we live there. I know my very first mystery trip was to Chicago, and I had several couples that had lived in Chicago, and one couple had just moved just months earlier from Chicago. But we did the mystery trip. When we returned, they said, we did things from living in Chicago our whole life. We did things that we had never done before. And so they were still so excited about the trip, and it went great.
Well, good. All right, what else you got?
We have a Mediterranean cruise that we're going to do next summer. It's the last week of July, first week of August. That's with Princess Cruise Line. And so that's planned for us. We're going to do a pre in Rome. So we fly into Rome, spend a few days there, board the ship, and that ends in Barcelona. And so we have that. September, we have Trains of Colorado. We go, that's a bus trip. We have several stops along the way. We'll go, and then we do 4 different trips in Colorado area. And so our October trip was a mystery trip several years ago, and we had so many that were interested in it. They said, well, if we knew you were going there, we would have signed up. And so it's to Boston. So next fall, the foliage should be pretty. We'll go to Boston for about a week. And then our Christmas trip is in the first week of December. We're going to fly to Prague in Germany. We're going to in Czechoslovakia, of course, and then we'll bus down to the river cruise. We're going to do a river cruise on the Danube, and so that's our Christmas trip for next year.
A historic river.
Yeah.
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 Well, you've got it all. You work well in advance, don't you?
We do. We're already starting planning for 27 now that these are in order. So,
do you ever get bored yourself doing this? I mean, you do. This is kind of your life anymore.
I wouldn't say bored. I don't get bored, but sometimes when they say, "Where do you like to vacation?" and I like to stay home.
Oh, Brandy, we're about out of time here. What else you got this morning?
Well, that's about it. I have some day trips that we'll do, so we'll offer those too. So they can just come next Thursday if they're not signed up. All of our trips will be live on the 21st. Next Friday, you can go to our website and you can start registering for our trips then.
Okay. And this meeting next week?
Thursday at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And please let us know, though, if you want to come. I have just very limited space.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks for being with us this morning. Good to see you again, and happy travels.
Thank you, Coleman.
We certainly wish you well. Brandy Goodall, Assistant Vice President, Manager of the Travel Club, and it is Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender, Middle Tennessee's community bank with excellence in banking since 1987. All right, at 10 and a half minutes after the hour, I know that Mac was telling, we've announced, of course, that State Representative Clark Boyd would be here this morning, and he's bringing a special guest with him. Representative Boyd, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Coleman. I've got to tell you, Brandy Goodall's got one of the best jobs that you can have, I think. That sounds like a lot of fun, organizing those trips.
There's you know seniors a little bit. They're not necessarily all seniors, but probably not too many young people make these trips, and I've heard it described as herding cats. Now, I don't know whether that's true or not, but we'll give her credit for doing a great job.
That's right. Yeah, I think she does do a great job. The folks that take them, but yeah, Coleman, I am joined today by my friend Ryan King. And Ryan King, on Halloween, was appointed as the Deputy Commissioner of Agriculture. And, I've had a lot of people here in the county that have asked me, about the farmland preservation bill that we passed this last year. Agriculture is still the largest industry in the state of Tennessee. And Wilson County, even though we're growing a lot, we still have a lot of farms here. We have, I believe, the distinction of having the highest number of century farms in the state of Tennessee. And then we also have the Wilson County Tennessee State Fair. And so people were asking me different things about the fair, too. And I said, maybe it's time that we bring Ryan King on here, let him talk to the group. And as I mentioned to you when I was telling you about Ryan, he actually was born and raised here in Wilson County. And so I told him it's time for him to come back and be on the Coleman Walker Show. So, Coleman, this is Mr. Ryan King. Ryan King, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It is so nice to have you here. And I was just after talking, I did talk with Representative Boyd for a few minutes last night and really found out about your background. And then I started thinking, your father, Chris King, your grandfather, Gwen King, and his father was Duvard King.
Right.
And you're actually a cousin to Larry Tomlinson. And I know a lot about you already, although this is, as far as I know, a first time for us to meet. But thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Well, thanks, Coleman. I think, as I understand it, we're seventh generation Wilson County. I've moved with my family to Williamson County, just closer to Nashville for work, but it's Wilson County's got a proud agriculture heritage and really just a beacon of, strong leaders.
Well, just for a second here, how did you get to where you are? This is a very important position to have, and a lot of responsibility, of course, as the Deputy Commissioner of Agriculture. But just a quick background.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's all because of this county and this place. I think we all kind of grow up around agriculture in Wilson County, especially 20 years ago, everywhere you looked was agriculture, beef cattle, and hay production. So my family was no different. Each side of my family farmed to some degree. There were larger farmers, there were smaller farmers, but I would say the thing that piqued my interest the most about agriculture and agricultural careers was the Wilson Central FFA program. Lewis Fletcher at the time, who is still around and still doing great things, was my first year ag teacher, and then Benny McDonald, who's still at Wilson Central High School. And that was the thing that absolutely put an agricultural career on the map for me. Really had great fortunes, went on to get a couple of ag degrees from MTSU and then later UT, and had the fortune to go work for Tennessee Farm Bureau and couple of agribusinesses after that. And agriculture is something that's always in your blood. It never leaves. I've left agriculture and the industry a couple of times, but obviously it's something that I had to circle back to. I'm proud to be here.
Well, we want to get to some of the issues. It's already time for us to take a break, so we're going to hurry along here. A break and more coming up here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
It is 7:15 on your Friday morning. Let's get another update on your drive-in traffic. And this report brought to you by Absolute Kubota, where they will keep you on the rental business with the right tool for the right job. That's right, just rent it, and they'll take care of it for you. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota and check out things like the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader. 1506 West Main in Lebanon, or call 615-449-6171 for Absolute Kubota. And with the latest on Friday morning traffic, here is Commander Chuck.
Good morning. Starting to load up now with more volume 65 southbound, trying to get down through Millersville. We see a steady flow of traffic making its way up through the Antioch area right now, coming in from Murfreesboro on 24, especially westbound there at Bell Road, Hickory Hollow Parkway. All that traffic pushing in right now from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County into Davidson County. Hey, when you need dependable towing for that car, that big truck you got, call STR Towing and Recovery right here in Middle Tennessee. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
At Wilson Bank and Trust, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between personal service and digital solutions. As your local independent bank, we're proud to offer the relationships and trusted service you expect, along with the tools and technology that keep you moving forward. So whether you're growing a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Because this isn't just where we work, it's where we live, too. Wilson Bank and Trust, here to get you there. Member FDIC.
This is Dave Pahanish. I'm so excited to be a part of the 4th annual Sips and Sounds, Thursday, November 20th at the Farm Bureau Expo in Lebanon, with my friends Terry Jo Box and James Slater for a night of songs and stories that support Wilson Rides Incorporated, a non-profit empowering older adults in Wilson County with safe, reliable transportation, food boxes, and community lunches. Get your tickets at wilsonridesinc.org or call 615-622-5557.
There are a couple
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. State Representative Clark Boyd is here, not talking as much this morning because he has brought with us Ryan King, who is the Deputy Commissioner of Agriculture. Now, Clark, help me out here. We've got some legislation. The things always change. They don't stay the same, and farmland and farming and this sort of thing figures into the picture here, too.
Yeah, so Coleman, I do want to say this real quick to kind of lead into this because Ryan didn't say it about himself, but he has had an illustrious career representing a lot of different organizations and was pretty highly sought after. So when we got the new Commissioner of Agriculture, Andy Holt, his top pick was Ryan King, and he's been the top pick before for other things. So we're real lucky to have him. He's only been there since Halloween, so for him to come in here and be prepared to talk about some of these things, I'm sure he's had to do some homework. But Ryan, why don't you maybe talk a little bit about the Farmland Preservation Act? I know we passed that this year in the General Assembly, and you can probably give us some insight as to how that's going to be implemented.
For sure, Representative. So I did get to see the bill go through the legislative process. It was actually a couple of years in the making, and as you know, agriculture for this governor, for Governor Lee, is a priority. It is his priority, and it's going to be his legacy. So one piece of that was something that Wilson County is no stranger to. That's the erosion of farmland and open space and forestry land. And the Farmland Preservation Act is an effort to remedy some of the farmland loss problems that we've had in the state of Tennessee. Like most things, Representative, it's not a new concept. We didn't come up with the concept. We've altered it to make it fit Tennessee state law, but it was enacted this June. You all passed it. I'm proud to say you supported the legislation as passed, and the big idea is that entities, conservation trusts, will purchase farmland and keep that. Will purchase easements, conservation easements to farmland to preserve that property. So, as a property owner, a farmland trust will compensate you for an easement as long as you will keep that property in agricultural production or forestry production. So the idea is that the state will come along and help these conservation programs financially. And it's our job at the Department of Agriculture to help write the rules and promulgate the rules that you've directed us.
And so, and just for the listeners out there, a conservation easement, usually how that works, or my understanding of it after watching this bill go through committee, is you commit that your farmland or your forestry land will not be developed. And so people that have their farmland in a conservation easement, they still live there, they still farm it, they hunt it, they do, a variety of things on the land. But the next person that buys it from them pretty much has to leave it as open space or farm it or use it for some purpose like that. And the financial reality is, though, for a lot of those people, that if they're committed to doing that, the value of their land goes down somewhat because they no longer have the option of subdividing it and developing it. And so my understanding, and I know you guys are developing the rules right now, is that some of this money is to help compensate the landowner for the diminished value of their land. If maybe they were contemplating doing this and they said, well, I kind of hate to do this because the value is going to go down, some money could be given from the state to the landowner if they'll commit to doing this. Is that correct?
That's right, Representative.
Okay.
Well, now, where do the real estate people come in on this? I mean, we understand they're totally involved in buying and selling real estate, and I'm not saying they couldn't care less. I think they could, but I mean, their livelihood's kind of at stake here too, and I would imagine they were considered in this legislation and in what you're trying to do.
Yeah, Coleman, I think they definitely had an opinion on it. I didn't work the legislation through the legislative process. I think certainly there are several interested parties, obviously, as there is with any piece of legislation.
And so I'll chime in on that. We didn't really hear from the realtors on this one. This was the real pushback that I saw on this, and it wasn't from groups coming to speak. It was just legislators that had a little bit of hesitation on it. Were some of the people that actually farmed actually had some of the concerns because they felt like there may be the capacity for people that were already farming, were always going to farm, that lived way out in rural Tennessee to maybe put their land in a conservation easement, get some state dollars, and it really wouldn't have impacted them for a long time anyways, where I think this bill was more engineered for some of the collar counties around the suburban areas, like around Chattanooga, Knoxville, Nashville, or Memphis, those areas that are quickly developing to help farmers make that decision. But I don't think that we really heard from the realtors. And then the other concern was in a previous version of this legislation 2 years ago, you could put it in a conservation easement temporarily. You could say, I'm going to put it in there for 20 years, but at the end of the 20 years, my kids can decide what to do with it. That was not in this legislation. If you use the conservation easement program now, if to qualify for state dollars, it would have to be a permanent conservation easement.
Okay, permanent meaning forever.
That's right, forever. Well, Coleman, I was going to have him as well. You know, a big part of Wilson County is the Wilson County Fair. And, Ryan, I know you went there as a kid. And a few years ago, the State Fair partnered up. It still very much is the Wilson County Fair, but it also, we're starting to see a lot of Tennessee Department of Agriculture folks out there that are helping with it. And there's been a lot of capital investment in some of the buildings and the restrooms.
There were a lot of people there last night at the appreciation dinner from the Department of Agriculture.
Yeah, it's becoming for a new deputy commissioner of agriculture. You're going to become very acquainted with the Wilson County Tennessee State Fair and not just riding the rides like you did as a kid. So, can you speak to that or anything that you just the State Fair in general or anything that you're aware is coming down the pike?
Absolutely. So our commissioner, Commissioner Andy Holt, has made it a directive, and I think this was a directive with our previous commissioner too, that the state fair is going to be a huge priority. And of course, that means a lot to Wilson County because you guys get, near 1 million visitors to Wilson County now, that 10 days out of the year. So it is a huge priority for us. Obviously, you've seen a lot of investment there from the legislature. Very, very thankful for that. You've seen a focus from the Department of Agriculture, and it's really the best place that we can educate the general public about what's going on in the ag industry. A lot of times, we've been talking about the erosion of farmland loss and kind of the urbanization of Middle Tennessee as we know it, and I knew it growing up. Those people don't get to see and touch and feel and smell agriculture anymore. So the Wilson County Fair, Tennessee State Fair is a fantastic, fantastic classroom for them to get to do that, and we look forward to continuing to facilitate that. Now, I will say, Coleman, last year was the year of swine. So you saw the theme, you saw pigs all around the fair.
Right.
And that was fantastic. Next year is going to be a very special year. It will be the year of forestry and forest products, which is, you all may know, over half of our state is covered by forest land. So it's a huge year. And Representative Boyd, something that's probably near and dear to you and me and all of us here, we're going to celebrate America's 250th birthday at the Wilson County State Fair next year. So we're already starting to talk about that. It's honestly part of a conversation. Everyone that comes in my office at the Department of Ag, it kind of has a focus on that already. So super proud of it. Super proud. It's in Wilson County. We couldn't ask for anything better.
And I'll chime in there. Well, first of all, looking forward to the semi-quincentennial celebration. And that's hard to pronounce, but I carried a bill that had that in there, and people got a laugh out of it. But we are going to party like it's 1776 next year. But I do want to say this, and we are the Wilson County Fair, even before the state got involved, we had the best fair in the state of Tennessee, and one that people around the nation were coming to, and so the partnership between the state and the Wilson County Fair has been tremendous. I love to see the folks working together, but it is growing. But I just want to do a little shout out to these Wilson County Fair Board folks. I mean, it was great before the state got involved. But I do want to commend the state. Some of these things were started, some of the funding, some of the projects were budgeted for before COVID-19. And as we know, after COVID, we saw an inflation in everything. Yeah. And so it's been nice to see the state come back and give some additional funding to allow the county to be able to do some of the work that they wanted to do. But good things are going on there. And Ryan, what else is going on with the Department of Agriculture? Anything coming down the pike?
Just generally, feel like with this governor, with this commissioner, big things on the horizon for agriculture. Everyone's in alignment. I think everyone's focused on the industry in a way that maybe we haven't seen before. So super proud to be on the show this morning, Coleman. Representative Boyd, I know you've probably got a couple more things you want to touch on, and we're running out of time.
Yeah, I did want to hit on this. Just something you said triggered something, and I wanted to. And this isn't really an agriculture thing. And our open spaces out there, some of them fall under the Department of Agriculture with the Forestry Department. Some of them fall under state parks, which falls under TDEC. And the governor, just to kind of harp on what you were saying. Last year, we did budget $52 million for 5 new Tennessee state parks across the state. So the governor is definitely going out with a bang on making sure that we preserve some open space in the state.
And to end, hopefully on a positive note, future of agriculture, does it look bright in your mind?
Oh, it's never looked brighter. You come to the Wilson County Tennessee State Fair and look around. It's on a statewide basis, but especially here in Wilson County. The Wilson Central FFA program, Mount Juliet FFA program, Lebanon FFA program, never been brighter. Look across the state. People are coming from Wilson County into leadership positions all across the world from right here in these ag programs. Lots of things going right, Coleman.
We're out of time, but thank you so much, Deputy Commissioner of Agriculture Ryan King. It's good to meet you, good to have you here. Hope we'll have you back before long. And State Representative Clark Boyd, always good to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coleman. Good seeing you.
That is part one of Coleman and Company. More coming up here on FM 98.9.
It's 7:30 on your Friday morning. Let's get another update on your traffic, and it's brought to you by Bates Ford in Lebanon, where they have a special oil change deal right now, up to 5 quarts for only $39.95, and that's at Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road in Lebanon, or you can call them at 444-8221. And with an update on Friday morning traffic, here again is Commander Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic still building right now. 24 through the Antioch area coming in right now from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. It's a little bit heavy here on 65 southbound this time of the morning, and that's what's happening through Millersville as that builds down from the north on 65 southbound there at Bethel Road. Hey, when you need dependable towing for your car, big truck, remember the name STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Be thankful. Thankful you slept through the night and witnessed another sunrise.
Be thankful you have food to eat today. Be thankful you have another day to be kind and share a smile wherever you go.
Don't fret about yesterday and don't worry about tomorrow, but enjoy the day the Lord has given you. Enjoy this Thanksgiving season and be thankful. Happy Thanksgiving.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmensholer at Exit Rocky Top Realty. C&D Team 443-3130.
Fresh off a bye week, the Titans host the Houston Texans in Nashville. This Sunday at Nissan Stadium, we get you up to speed before kickoff with Farm Bureau Health Plan's Titans Countdown at 11. Kickoff is at noon. Tennessee and Houston here on Titans Radio.
Brought to you by Bates Ford, the City of Lebanon Gas Department, Steve Moe Plumbing, and the Jewelers.
The Tennessee Titans on your sports leader in Wilson County, WANT FM 98.9.
Cedar City RV, your destination for all things camping. Whether you're looking for travel trailers, fifth wheels, or anything in between, Cedar City RV has you covered. We proudly offer top brands like Forest River, Palomino, Rockwood, Coachman, and more. Plus, expert service after the sale to keep you on the road with confidence. Financing is available, making it easier than ever to start your next adventure. Visit us online at cedarcityrv.com or stop by our location at 1102 Sparta Pike in Lebanon to explore new and previously enjoyed models today.
The weather looks great today with mostly sunny skies and warm conditions, highs in the mid-70s. Mostly clear tonight, lows in the mid-50s, and then partly cloudy on Saturday, highs remaining in the mid-70s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Drew Richards.
Get ready. Coleman and Company Part 2. Thanks for joining us on Friday. Time for us to talk to the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty, 1330 West Main Street here in Lebanon. Great people, great service. Miss Judy's here. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Miss Medina is here. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
I think I saw both of y'all at the Fair Appreciation Dinner last night. Judy,
really
I know
nice.
I saw you.
Yeah, yes, it was
You
really
were there?
nice.
I was at another meeting.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We had to split up and conquer.
Oh.
That's what we call it, split up and conquer.
I heard it also said divide and conquer.
Yeah. Yes.
You're just splitting up. Oh, well,
Yeah.
things going well?
Doing good, but it was a nice banquet, and to see all the volunteers, how many volunteers the fair has, and all the people and their ideas, and how they just pick what you love doing, and you go work with that part of the fair. And it was so interesting to sit there and watch all the different awards and the categories, and to see the people come up and receive their awards. I think it's just a great deal. And if you've ever thought about helping with the fair or wanting to get involved, just go out there and tell them what your passion is, and you go from there. So.
And there was one unanticipated award, at least by the recipient last
Yes.
night. Randall Clemens got honored, and he wasn't expecting
That's
that.
right.
I forgot what they called it, but it was just a show of appreciation for all that he's done. And he really is a leader, and
That's right. I think it's 46 years.
Pushes it onward, yes.
Wow.
I think
Can
it's
you
more than that.
imagine? It might have been 46 or 48 years, but to think about what Wilson County would be like if we never had a Wilson County Fair. Just think about that. Just think how much PR over the country. And it's like somebody said last night, you can get on a plane and you say something about the fair and they know where you're from.
Yeah, I think
It's great.
Mayor Hutto brought that out.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I guess I don't know how far you have to go. If somebody talk about the C&D team, if it's in Lebanon, not very far. Well, anyway, that's leading into a commercial. What about it, Miss Judy?
Well, I was going to say something about when you have repairs done on a home. A lot of times when you're selling your house, the buyer does an inspection, and the inspector will put on the inspector report, have a certified plumber to look at this and this, or have a certified heat and air person to look at this. And a lot of times in the olden days, people would just go, oh, well, my cousin can work on the plumbing, so I'll get him to go fix it. Well, now, most of the time on the reports, the buyer asks for a licensed and bonded professional, to look at whatever the problem is. Because down the road, your cousin fixed it, and then, they move in, well, then the pipe starts leaking. Well, who you going to? So usually the professional companies have a license and they're bonded and they have insurance. And usually if something went wrong, most good professionals will come back and take care of it. Mm-hmm. And so you want to do that. And a lot of times people have added a room onto their house or done something like that, done an addition and did not get a permit. Well, sometimes that comes back to bite you because some buyers go, okay, did they get a permit when they added that on? And if they don't have a permit, sometimes buyers walk away because they're like, I don't know who did this work. So, be careful when you're doing that to make sure that everyone who did it knew what they were doing. It's kind of like if you're going to have heart surgery, you don't want to go to a throat doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
you can botch up the deal real easy if you don't cross all the
That's
T's
right.
and dot all the I's.
That's right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they'll have a professional engineer, especially the older homes. They usually they end up getting piers underneath them at some point in time because the floors start to sag, and it's just the age of the home. It's normal. And there are professional companies that do that, and they are very expensive, but they usually guarantee it to the next buyer. No matter, they guarantee it for life. And so a lot of times the inspector will say, okay, if you had this done 3 years ago, it needs to be leveled up again. Well, you can go back to the people that did it, that have the lifetime warranty, and they come back and fix that for you. So that's probably the most thing comes out on inspections is the piers under the home.
Oh.
And some people will just go stack some blocks under there to hold it up a little longer. But, it's got to be done professionally. So we've seen everything. We've seen them blocked up and with a set of rocks underneath them. So you just need to always call the professional. That's what they got license for. So
All right. It's
Go,
Medena's turn.
Yes.
Miss Medena, good morning again.
Good morning, Coleman.
What you got for us?
Well, we have some professionally built homes listed for sale. So we have a little bit of everything. We have them from $300,000 and up. We have them over $1 million. We have lots. We have land. We have farms. So a few that I want to talk about this morning is one is at Cedar Grove Road, 2860 Cedar Grove Road. It is Carroll Oakland School Zone, which is a very good school zone. A lot of people go toward that area to be in that school zone, but it is a ranch level house. It has been remodeled, renovated, took down to the studs, and it's sitting on 6 acres, and it has a barn with electricity and water right up to it. You just got to hook up to it, but it is there. And inside the home, there is no carpet. It's all hardwood, and it has granite countertops in the kitchen and tile backsplash, and also in the bathrooms. It is a 4-bedroom and 2.5 baths. I'm sorry, 2.5 baths, and it's right around 3,000 square feet. So it's an open floor plan to where you have 1 bedroom on one side of the house, and then you have 3 bedrooms on the other side. The primary bedroom is extra large with a walk-in closet and then another walk-in room behind it. And the sellers use that as a workout room or a exercise room. So you could use that as an office or whatever you wanted to, being in the primary. So give us a call. That one is listed at $839,900. So give us a call there. It's also a concrete driveway. And like I said, it's in Carroll Oakland School Zone. Another one, if you're looking for not that much land, but you're wanting a condo or townhouse, we have Deer Park, which is 118 Castlewood. It's listed at $329,900. It's right at 1,500 square feet, and it is 2 bedroom and 2 full bath. It does have a loft that you can have another bedroom if you wanted to, or just use it as storage if you didn't want to go upstairs. But it's all renovated and remodeled as well with a 2-car garage. So give us a call. That one, I'm having open house on Sunday there from 2 to 4 on Sunday, 2 to 4 at Deer Park. So come by and see us there. If you're looking to be in Watertown, we have a 60-acre farm that we have listed for sale, and it's $839,900 as well. So give us a call there. It already has septic tanks and water lines or water taps. So give us a call there. It's right in the city of Watertown on Greenville Road. So if you're looking for some lots, we have a few lots here left in Lebanon. If you're looking to build a basement style home, give us a call there. If you're looking, for other townhomes, we have one in Old Hickory. Give us a call there. And we have other homes, lots of other homes and properties to look at. If you're interested in a property, but our sign is not in the yard, we'll still be glad to show it to you and help you find your new home, whether it be in Wilson County or surrounding counties.
Right. It's called the Realtor of the Year.
That's right. Realtor of the Year. We can't, it's almost to the end of the year here.
615-443-3130.
Yes. And remember, we're also starting our new campaign like we do every Christmas. We're having letters to Santa from the schools, the Wilson County, the city, the private, and the homeschools. So we'll have more information about that, and be looking on Facebook. You'll start to see the details on that.
All right. One last thing.
Remember, Coleman,
yes,
don't forget to call the Realtor of the Year, and don't make a move without us.
See you next Friday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Judy Cox, Medina Hematola, C&D team, Exit Rocky Top Realty. Well, we're about 18 minutes before 8 o'clock, and really, I guess we could say special guest this morning, 2 of them actually, but Troy Putman, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
It is nice to have you with us today.
Yes, and I brought along my better half today, and Beth is here with me, and we've got a little book to talk about. I was thinking on the way in, the last time you and I have talked about a lot of different things here, from mortgage products to Paul McCartney Visit in 1974. But today, Beth and I have recently self-published a children's book. And we just wanted to get the opportunity to share with folks what that's about, and I don't know, talk about our sweet child who's an angel now, Sean. And but it's been a fun little project for us, and it's doing well, being well received.
Well, good. we're glad to have you. And yes, you've been here several times before, whether it was doing a bank commercial or otherwise, as you mentioned. But Beth, I'm not sure. I don't know if we've even met before or not.
We have. It's good to meet you.
But it is nice to not only to have you here, but to meet you. And I'm looking at it here. It's a very colorful book called Sir Sean. And we're going to be talking about that a lot this morning. In fact, that's the whole idea for you being here, I guess. But how long has this been in production, or when did you come up with the idea? How long have you been working on this?
Well, the idea has been there for quite a while. Sean passed away in 2005, so 20 years ago. Hard to believe. But at that time, we were very active, and as Sean and all of our boys is part of College Street Church of Christ, now College Hills. And Sean had a buddy named Gibson Carney. And Gibson and his mom and some others presented us after Sean's passing with a little, it was more or less like a little proposal notebook. It was a one copy of this little book called Sir Sean, the Little Knight. And we kind of held on to that. I think, as Beth told me the other day, that was sort of, according to his mom, that was Gibson's, his way of kind of grieving a little bit. So he recollected and wrote this story, right? And so they presented that to us. And so we've had this for 20 years in hand. And so a couple of years ago, Beth and I decided we wanted to take that concept and kind of go with, our story, Coleman, it didn't end like we had hoped it did or would have. And so how can we spin this in a way that encourages? And that's what the book is intended to do. It's a happy story. It's not a sad story about our plight and Sean's trials. It's not about that. This is meant to, we felt like, to encourage any child. They don't have to be sick, but children in this day and age, they have a lot of little challenges in life to navigate. I think of one that's worried, filled with anxiety. You read all these things about bullying in school, and yes, there's broken families. And here's a book that they can pick up, and it's meant to, again, encourage. It's the knight, and share with them, Beth, kind of the layout of the story and the knight. And he is the youngest of all the knights, as the book says.
Yes, so Sir Sean lives in this kingdom, and called Azure is the name of the kingdom, and the king has charged him with making sure all of his people are happy. So he knows they're happy when they have a smile on their face. But there's also a little dark place in the kingdom where there's a nemesis flying over. We won't tell what that nemesis is, maybe, but there's a nemesis causing worry among the people. So Sir Sean's task is to go and defeat that nemesis so they can be happy again.
So it's cool. There's armor, there's shields, there's swords.
We need to go to a break. Where can you get this? It's available now?
We have a website, SirSeanBook.com.
Okay, and you can go there and take care of, get the first
and it's spelled Sean the Irish way, SEAN. So SirSeanBook.com.
All right. Take a break right here and more with Troy and Beth Putman coming up here on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
It's 7:47. Let's get an update on traffic, which is brought to you by Absolute Kubota, where premium brands require premium parts and service. Contact Absolute Kubota's Elite Certified Service Department to schedule an appointment today. 1506 West Main in Lebanon, or call 615-449-6171. And with an update on Friday morning traffic, here is Commander Chuck.
Good morning. It's finally starting to get a little bit busier here in the last few minutes. Westbound 24, especially at Bell Road, Hickory Hall Parkway, as that traffic gets a little bit heavier coming out of Murfreesboro into Davidson County right now on 24. As you can come down 65 south, that's running a little bit slow there at Trinity Lane. Hey, when you need dependable towing for your car, big truck, call STR Towing and Recovery. Check them out first at strtow.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Hey, this is Dr. Derek Gregory, and I'm proud to announce to you the opening of our brand new dental practice, Gregory Dental Group, at 1746 West Main Street, just across the road from Sports Village. Come experience modern dentistry at its best. We're always welcoming new patients, and I truly look forward to taking the best care of all your dental needs. Come by or call us today.
That's Gregory Dental Group, 615-444-0322, or online at mylebanonTNDentist.com. Gregory Dental Group, compassion, knowledge, skill.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. And here on this Friday morning, we are seeing Troy Putman and meeting Beth Putman. I am for the first time, I think, although I think we have established that at least your mother and my wife used to work together in one of her schools here. But it's not about that. It's about this book called Sir Sean, and it's hard to believe it's been 20 years, Troy, since your son passed away. But you have this is you haven't forgot him, and coming up with this book here, which is, as it says, A Knight's Tale of Courage. It's a book of encouragement that is available, and from what you've said already, I think there's a lot of people going to be interested in going online and getting this. What's been the response so far? I mean, and actually, how long has this been available?
Yes, we only got our first printing about a little over 2 weeks ago. So and since then, we've been planning some events and things. We were just at the Mill at Christmas event here at the Old Woolen Mill last weekend, I believe it was. I was super impressed by the crowd, the vendors. That was a great event. So we kind of come in late, last minute. But they were kind enough to give us a spot there, and we sold a box of books. It was wonderful, and a lot of traffic through there, and people. So I got the opportunity, and that's kind of those events where they come by and they look at it. But if you engage people, you kind of tell them what you're doing. We're also, I think too, they see some value in the fact that we're going to make definitely a contribution to the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital, where Sean spent so much time. The preface, the acknowledgments, and the credits in there mention the oncology floor there, and we've actually got a plan in the next couple of weeks to go down to Monroe Carroll. They have a child life center, and we're going to meet the director of that. And as we've said, we'd love to see that in the hands of every child. As just part of their, as they come around. Those are not always happy occasions, certainly. But here, if you could get a copy of that book, and every child that's going through the emergency room or one that's been admitted for no matter what, again, it's not all about, it has nothing to do about being sick, but it is about just challenging them to try to be a little more positive and to think about, things that could encourage them. And, we talk about, Sean in the book, and he always kept a smile, his spirit throughout these difficulties. Sean, in all of his treatments, 6.5 years of that, we lived it. And he, of course, we didn't talk about the heavy things in life and what was potentially fatal, the cancer. But this was we were amazed by his spirit, and he kept a pretty level demeanor about himself, and smiled and positive. Even the nurses always talked about, I don't know what was going on inside, but on the outside, he always looked pleasant, and he had a smile like he does on the back of that book.
Well, this book is very colorfully illustrated, and it looks like something a young child would just really jump on right quick and really love. And yes, on the back here, the smiling young Sean.
He was only 8 when he passed away, so that was a big part of his life.
Beth, we're not letting you say much this morning, but
that's okay.
But this has been a cooperative effort between the two. How long really has it taken y'all to do this? You had it in your mind for a lot longer, I guess, than it's taken to finish it up here.
It's been going on for, I'd say, a couple of years. We got the story written pretty quick, and we've learned the publishing process is what takes a little while to do. And illustrations, Sarah Grace Wright from Hendersonville illustrated the book for us. She was actually a student going to school to become an illustrator, so I think she did a beautiful job on the illustrations.
Well, we've talked about just about everything except how much it costs. What are you getting for this?
Online, the book is $19.99, and that includes tax and shipping.
Okay. So a nickel less than $20, and it's all yours.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, that's great, and this would be a wonderful gift idea.
I think so.
Perfect time, right, for Christmas. And again, I know there's a lot of grandparents out there too that are listening that have a child or grandchild that would benefit from that. Again, it's a happy story. We don't want anybody to think that this is a sad thing. Again, our story didn't end like we hoped, but this is meant to encourage.
Well, it doesn't. I remember, of course. In fact, I think your father Curly had a book of poems and so on that related to Sean as well, didn't he?
He did. He did a lot in later in life to kind of help the event. You know, we have a scholarship fund that perhaps we've talked about in the past at Cumberland, and we organized this just a year after Sean passed away. We used to have a golf tournament. It went on for 10 years and was still, viable and successful. We just grew a little weary of the process, and we knew we had so many great sponsors of that golf tournament that would never tell me no. So I started feeling a little guilty about asking them, hitting them up for money. Everybody's got, it seems like has their hand out for something these days. But this was a cause that the scholarship fund has been a great success. Mm-hmm. We had an event not long ago, Notes for Nurses, and we learned a lot about the scholarship fund. There's over $400,000 sitting in that endowed scholarship fund, and each year they just take the interest earned. So the principal remains the same, and the interest goes out in the way of assistance to students. Mm-hmm. The only criteria is that they have to be a graduate of a Wilson County school. And they have to certainly maintain a GPA, something like that. And so we've had over 40. Tell them about that. There's 40 some odd.
I'm wondering if that number's right. It may be a little higher, but at least 40, maybe I think 70 is ringing in my head, but have received assistance, and about 25% of those have become nurses, and a lot of servant leaders, which is really special for us.
Well, it sounds like you've kind of put your heads together and collaborated a little bit here and come up with some ways to turn a horrible situation into something as positive as possible to help others. Your golf tournament, which has the book, some of the proceeds from this, you said, going to...
Not in this book. This is separate from the Cumberland. And the only thing that funded I got sidetracked, but the only thing that funded the scholarship fund was those CDs that my dad put out. Curly Putman, who's a Hall of Fame songwriter, and who passed away in 2016. So during his lifetime, he put a compilation of 2 separate CDs. One that he did all the singing on. One, it was original cuts of hits like He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones, and The Green Green Grass of Home by Tom Jones, and our DIVORCE Becomes Final Today is the lyric in Tammy Wynette. It's kind of a standard. Some of those are classic country music. And they play them a lot on Real Country here, by the way. Yeah. So we're always proud of that. And so those things, plus the book you were speaking of, all of those things went into the Sean Putman Memorial Fund at Cumberland. This is a little separate. We're handling this certainly to cover our expenses, but also we're giving back to programs like Monroe Carroll, and we're looking for other opportunities. So if there's ideas, we'd love to hear them. And you can communicate with us via that website, SirSeanBook.com. again, you can buy the book on that site, and there's a lot of information on there about what it's all about and what we're trying to do.
Well, a lot of books are more than $20 anymore. It's a nominal price. I think certainly a fair price, an affordable price for it. If it was a lot more, some people might hesitate, but $20 is fair.
And again, that's taxes and shipping. So at the event this past weekend, we were selling those for $15 because we didn't have to ship them. We didn't have that kind of thing. So yes, or if you catch us on the side of the road, we'll sell them for less. Okay.
Okay.
We'll set up a vending spot out here at the farmers market.
I feel like we slighted you a little bit.
No,
this
not at all.
morning,
Not at all.
But this is. Again, to me, to see you make something positive out of losing a child, and even though it's been 20 years, you haven't forgotten him, and this a very positive book the young children are going to really enjoy, appreciate, and benefit from. Right?
Yes, I think so. I wanted to mention too. We'll be Christmas on the Square is December 13th, and we'll be at 316 along with Ken Beck doing a book signing there. Okay. So we'll be there. But yeah, this one of the neat things to me while we've been doing this book is people will buy a book, and if they knew Sean, they'll share a memory with me, and that's been really special.
Great. Well, Troy and Beth, thank you for being with us today. Again, the website, SirSeanBook.com.
Correct.
All right, and thank you all for being with us
Thank
today.
you.
It's been my pleasure to see you again, Troy and Beth. Good to meet you.
Our pleasure. Thanks for having us.
That's going to do it for a Friday. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Till Monday, I wish you a fantastic day.